Usually when we think about transformation, we expect the movie montage version.
Yep.
A quick sequence of hard work, a dramatic swell of music, and boom, everything is completely different.
Right. We are definitely conditioned to look for those sudden, undeniable shifts, the before and after photos. If the change isn't instant and obvious, well, we often assume it's simply not happening at all.
But what happens when the change is so slow you can't even see it? I was recently reading through some spiritual reflection notes. They're dated August 27, 2026, and they're based on an ancient text, Ezekiel 47.
Oh, right.
And it completely reframed this idea of gradual change for me, using this incredibly vivid metaphor of a river.
Yeah.
So today in this deep dive, we're going to explore how this ancient imagery actually maps perfectly onto human psychology.
And our everyday blind spots. The structural device the text uses to make its point is brilliant, really.
Oh, totally.
We aren't just reading a description of water flowing, we are analyzing the mechanics of observation itself.
Right. So, okay, let's unpack this. The imagery starts with a literal trickle.
Just a trickle.
Yeah, water's just seeping out from beneath the temple threshold, and it's flowing eastward. Then this man with a measuring line starts mapping it out.
Right.
He measures 1,000 cubits, which is an ancient measurement that's roughly the length of a forearm, and the water is ankle deep.
Ankle deep.
Then another 1,000 cubits, knee deep, then waist deep. Finally, it's a river so deep you have to swim in it.
It's incredible.
It reminds me of time-lapse photography. You only grasp the true magnitude of the change when you step back and look at the whole sequence.
Exactly. And the pacing in that passage is highly deliberate.
Yeah.
The text repeats that 1,000 cubit measurement 4 separate times.
Wow, 4 times.
Yeah, so it's not describing a flash flood. It is tracking the unstoppable accumulation of a steady flow.
Right.
The mechanism of change here relies on consistency over distance, and that fundamentally challenges our modern demand for immediate, highly visible results.
It really does. And the destination of this water is just as wild as how it grows.
Oh, yeah, it goes right into the Arabah.
Right, the Arabah, which is this notoriously desolate desert valley.
Yeah.
And it empties into a saltwater sea, completely toning it fresh.
Which is a huge ecological shift.
Massive. Suddenly, there are swarms of living creatures.
Huh.
The text talks about fishermen casting nets all the way from En-Gedi to Eneglaim.
Yes.
So they're basically turning the lifeless, salty shores of the Dead Sea into a booming fishery.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's functioning as an ancient blueprint for life replacing barrenness.
Yeah.
The trees lining the banks aren't just surviving the desert, they are hyper-productive.
Right. They bear fresh fruit every single month.
Exactly, every month. And their leaves provide healing. And the text points out that this happens specifically because the water originates from a sanctuary.
I see.
So the nature of the source dictates the outcome of the environment.
But, is it really that simple? It sounds almost like a fairy tale where everything just magically gets better.
It does sound like that.
Yeah. So, if this flow of life is so powerful, why are the swamps specifically left out to remain salty? And where is the human element in all of this massive ecosystem shift?
Well, that's where the text introduces a brilliant psychological twist.
Okay.
Right in the middle of this massive sweeping transformation, the guide in the story turns to the observer and asks a simple question.
Which is?
He says, "Son of man, have you seen this?"
Which feels like a crazy question.
It does.
How could anyone possibly miss an uncrossable, life-giving river in the middle of the desert?
Right, but the reflection notes point out that humans are actually notoriously bad at recognizing gradual changes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it comes down to shifting baseline syndrome and sensory adaptation.
Okay.
Our brains constantly normalize small incremental shifts so we don't get overwhelmed by sensory data.
Like we just tune it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because our baseline for normal resets every day, we only notice a plant in the yard when the sprout violently breaks the ground.
Or when the flower is fully open.
Right, exactly.
So, what does this all mean? Is the text implying that our close proximity to our own lives makes us fundamentally unreliable narrators of our own growth?
I think so, yeah.
Because the notes highlight that we struggle the most to see change in ourselves or our close friends or our own communities.
Precisely. If we fail to see positive change, well, it might not be a lack of action.
Right.
It's our lack of attention. We just forget what our baseline used to look like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We completely miss the knee-deep phase because our brains normalize it.
Wow.
And we just wait until we are swimming in an uncrossable river before acknowledging that anything has shifted.
That is such a good point. So the reflection notes actually end with a direct challenge for the reader.
Oh, is it?
They ask you to identify one gradual change happening in your life right now.
Just one?
Yeah, just one. And instead of just observing it, you're supposed to let that life flow outward.
Like the river.
Exactly. Letting it reach someone else through encouragement or forgiveness or just practical care.
I love that. It demands intentional reflection.
Yeah.
Acknowledging that healing and growth are actively compounding around us. Well, it isn't a passive activity.
Right.
We have to purposefully pause, look at the measurements, and realize the water is rising.
It really makes you want to look a lot closer at the seemingly stagnant parts of your own life.
Absolutely.
But, there's one jarring detail in that landscape that the text mentions almost as an afterthought.
The swamps.
Yes. Amidst all this massive life-giving transformation, it explicitly notes that the swamps and marshes were intentionally bypassed.
Yeah, they were left for salt.
Right, rather than being made fresh. And it just leaves you wondering, if everything else is completely transformed by this river, what aspects of our own lives or our communities are perhaps meant to remain unchanged?
That's a profound thought.
What if some things are intentionally left salty, serving a different, harsher purpose, even in the midst of total transformation?